The report contains a potentially damning list of ways the president tried to, quote, influence the investigation.
Arguing that the Mueller report is far more damning.
And it's not pretty. It is an ugly, damning piece of business.
I agree with him that it's absolutely damning.
Democrats say the report is damning.
Report from the special counsel is more damning than all those reports.
Far more damning to the president than the attorney general initially indicated.
But it's still very damning.
The elections. So that's bribery.
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 Bribery. Bribery and bribery. Bribery.
Climate change is real, is an existential threat to our country and the entire planet.
If NATO is about the common defense, the biggest existential threat is climate.
This is climate change. It really is the existential threat.
We're going to have to address the most existential threat to our nation and the world, climate change.
On climate change, the greatest existential threat that we face.
We need to treat global climate change like the existential threat that it is.
That we are facing a climate crisis. It represents an existential threat to who we are as human beings.
The Justice Department is pursuing a criminal investigation into its own investigators, elevating what had been widely denounced as a conspiracy theory.
A baseless conspiracy theory about the 2016 election.
He's running around trying to, based on a conspiracy theory of what happened in 2016.
Traveling the globe in an effort to dig up proof of a conspiracy theory.
Reviving a discredited conspiracy theory about what happened in the 2016 campaign.
To go to this, quote, deep state conspiracy theory the president has been pushing for a long time.
Some of the same personal grievances and conspiracy theories that have also fueled his interactions with Ukraine.
Isn't that sort of what got the administration in trouble in the first place?
It is, and it's a conspiracy theory.
The president insists he was the victim of a deep state spy operation in 2016, a conspiracy theory the attorney general has embraced.
We choose truth over facts.
That is classic abuse of power, which undermines our national security. This is as serious as it gets.
A president has put at risk our national security.
Our president sacrificed our national security.
This is a very serious matter of national security.
At the expense of our national security.
The President of the United States is willing to compromise national security.
The tipping point is clear. It was national security, full stop.
The Trump administration announcing a total Stonewall strategy to openly defy Congress and its constitutionally granted power to investigate the president.
So the president can stonewall, but it's not going to change the outcome.
House Democrats warn White House stonewalling won't make their inquiry go away.
The more they try to stonewall and obstruct the investigation, the deeper they'll get into the quicksand.
Doubling down on its strategy, and that strategy is to stonewall. That strategy is to obstruct. I don't think that their stonewalling will hold up.
When the White House stonewalls, they commit a grievous error.
We should note, according to the Ukrainian prosecutor, there is no evidence of any wrongdoing by either Joe or Hunter Biden.
Trump is making a wholly unsubstantiated claim when he alleges corruption by the Bidens. There is no evidence of any wrongdoing.
There is no evidence of wrongdoing by Biden.
We choose truth over facts.
We will transition off of fossil fuels, natural gas, coal, oil. We must transition off.
There will be a transition and there will be some pain there.
This transition is already happening.
A transition to more renewable economy. You have to see this as a transition as we move ahead.
Underway right now, America in the middle of a constitutional crisis.
It's a constitutional crisis.
Are we in a constitutional crisis?
We are in a constitutional crisis.
The U.S. is facing a constitutional crisis.
We are nearing that kind of constitutional crisis at this point.
This is probably a constitutional crisis, putting the nation on the brink of a constitutional crisis.
On the cusp of a constitutional crisis because there's not enough pushback.
I think they're happy to have this constitutional crisis.
Falsely accused your son of doing something wrong while serving on a company board in Ukraine. I want to point out there's no evidence of wrongdoing by either one of you.
There's no proof whatsoever that Joe Biden did anything wrong or that Hunter Biden did anything wrong.
Trump's claims about wrongdoing here are unsubstantiated. We have looked lots of
outlets have looked. Trump is making a wholly unsubstantiated claim when he alleges corruption by the Bidens. There is no evidence of any wrongdoing. In reality, Joe Biden was the one working to purge corruption from Ukraine.
An utterly baseless theory.
Vis-a-vis Joe Biden. There's no evidence, nor has there ever been any evidence, that he was doing anything but trying to get the Ukraine government to crack down on corruption.
Leave Joe alone. Just leave him alone. The Burisma, the Biden probe, it's a bunch of BS.
We choose truth over facts.